Are you a Cricut crafter who just stumbled upon sublimation but you don't know where to get started? I got you. In this video, I'm going to talk about what is sublimation, how to get started, materials that work with sublimation, and what you can make with sublimation. So without further ado, let's go. So sublimation is a printing technique where you print your own design using a special ink, which is sublimation ink. And this ink is bonded or transferred onto the objects once you heat press it. So unlike customizing with vinyl, sublimation does not sit on top of the surface that you are customizing. So if you are sublimating a shirt, you can see that the fabric is kind of dyed with the color of the design that you are sublimating. And if you are sublimating a tumbler, you can see that the design is now part of the mug or the tumbler that you are using. Unlike vinyl, where you just stick it onto the tumbler or mug, which makes sublimation peel-proof and very durable. Sublimation also works with specific materials. They're called sublimation blanks. But if you're working with fabric or shirts, then your fabric has to be a light color and it has to be 65% polyester or more in order for sublimation to work. So how do you get started with sublimation? In order to be able to print out your designs using that special sublimation ink, you're going to have a sublimation printer. You can obtain sublimation printer two ways. You can either buy a ready-made sawgrass sublimation printer, or you can buy an Epson EcoTank printer and basically convert it to be a sublimation printer. Converting it actually means that instead of installing the ink that comes with it, this is the normal ink that comes with it, do not install that one, and then buy additional sublimation ink from other manufacturers and install that instead. When you install sublimation ink in your new Epson EcoTank printer, you're basically making your own sublimation printer. And this is the biggest part of getting started with sublimation. Once you have that printer ready, you're almost done. You'll still need other things to go along with it, but this is the biggest step. If you're planning on sublimating on flatware or shirts, then you're gonna need a heat press. But if you're primarily thinking about sublimating on drinkware of different types and sizes, then you might want to invest in a mug tumbler press. I have seen also people getting started with a convection oven, an air fryer, or even the Cricut mug press. Aside from the main equipment that you're gonna need for sublimation, you're also gonna need sublimation paper, heat-resistant tape, heat-resistant gloves, and protective paper. And I'm gonna list all the materials that you're gonna need to get started in the description box down below. Now, it might be a little bit tricky when it comes to sublimation on fabric or shirts, because sublimation only works on polyester, and the higher the polyester count of your fabric, the better your designs are gonna come out. So if you're planning on sublimating in shirts, you have to keep in mind that your shirts are gonna come out the best when you have light colored shirts or white, and when your shirts are 65% polyester or more. Now, what else can you do with sublimation? You can customize a ton of things with sublimation. Drinkware alone has so many sublimation blanks, starting from tumblers, mugs, glass cups, glow-in-the-dark tumblers. There are also so many flat sublimation blanks as well, like keychains, magnets, puzzles, aprons, pillowcases, you name it. So where can you find these sublimation blanks? Most of the crafting suppliers now have them available. I know for a fact that Michaels have some online and some in stores right now, but you can also check Heat Press Nation's website, JP Plus, Amazon has some stuff too. Now, if you're finding this video useful so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Let's continue. And for sublimation, you're gonna need high-resolution PNG files, and you can find these on Creative Fabrica, Design Bundles, Etsy, and Cricut Design Space, just like you find all these SVG from these websites as well. However, if you're interested in designing your own files using a very beginner-friendly software, then you might find this video helpful. So once again, I'm going to list the links for the materials and suppliers in the description box down below. If you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to ask. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next video.